Okay, hot mess Holly here. I swear I'm always a hot mess because I tend to work a lot before I cook in the kitchen. I guess it's my reward for doing things. Anyway, cooking from the Disney Parks Cookbook today, and this recipe is right here. Take a picture, show it to you. It is the shrimp boil tacos with andouille sausage and fresh corn. So I thought this looked really good. I love shrimp. I love andouille sausage. You know, it's the time of year when corn is in season where you can buy it off the cob for really cheap. So it is nice and fresh. So I thought this seemed like a really perfect dish. It's a hot summer day, so I like that. And it also has a little bit of spice to it, I'll say. This is probably not a kid-friendly taco boil. This is a little bit spicy. There's things like Old Bay and Cajun seasoning and a few others in it. All right, so I'm gonna start prepping everything and putting it together. Okay, so right now I'm actually prepping the corn. The recipe calls for corn off the cob, like that you cut it off. So I'm just kind of taking this bowl with a knife and slicing this off. I know there's tools out there you can buy. I think that you can just kind of go over the ear of corn and it'll take the corn right off. This isn't something I do often. I like corn on the cob, but I tend to just eat it on the cob. You know, I'm not one of those people. I know there's people out there that do this and like can the corn and things like that. And the corn is absolutely delicious if you do that and you save it for the winter time. But I'm gonna be honest, it's just something that I've never taken the time to do. But I don't know, who knows, maybe someday when I get older or retire someday, maybe I'll decide to do that. But for now, I'm just cutting it off with a knife into this bowl. So that way, you know, do it in a bowl. I tried it one time on a cutting board and like the corn ears just went everywhere. Okay, I've got the shrimp, sausage, and corn all chopped up and ready to go. My spices over here ready to go. I'm gonna get everything fried up. Here's one of the tacos done. I put a little cilantro on it and sprinkled some lime juice on it as well from a lime wedge. Okay, time to take a bite of one of these tacos and see how they taste. There's a really nice flavor and spice in there. I thought they'd be too spicy, but they're really not. It actually is balanced very, very well. Refreshing, a little messy, but so far enjoyable. Okay, it's time for some final thoughts and reviews on our shrimp boil tacos with andouille sausage and fresh corn. These were a hit for me. I really, really enjoyed these a lot. I really like shrimp. I like sausage. You know, there's been a few recipes I've made already that have kind of used similar ingredients. So to me, this was really nice. I like the spices and the kick in it. I thought it was a really refreshing dish and unique take on a taco. I will say it was a little messy. I will give it that. I don't know if it's the way I made it or I have to check. Maybe I didn't add as much sausage as I should have. I kind of scaled it back a little bit because when I was adding it, just seemed like it was a little too much. But the sauce was a little runny then, so it kind of made the taco kind of wet and stuff like that. But I still overall really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good, nice summer dish and really quite pleasant. Again, it's got a kick to it. I like kick. I like heat. If you're not big on those Cajun flavors or seasonings like Cajun or Old Bay, this may not be something that you want to try. But if you do like it and if you like shrimp and you want maybe a different take on it, I think this is definitely worth checking out. So let's get into my rating scale. And my first rating is the ingredients on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 simple, easy to find, inexpensive ingredients, with a 5 being either harder to find ingredients or gadgets, or maybe is something that costs you a little bit more money. I'm gonna give this, I'm looking at it again, I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna say like 2.5. I hate to give half, especially all the time, but I mean, shrimp, sausage, that thing does add up. That stuff's not cheap. So it can add up pretty quickly for that. The taco shells, it said you could use blue or yellow corn tortillas. I really couldn't find blue ones. I mean, I've seen blue, like tortilla chips, you know, like what you dip like in salsa or something with, and I've seen meal kits with the hard shell blue tortillas, but I couldn't find just sold by itself soft shell blue tortillas, and maybe that's just based on where I live, but the corn ones worked really, really well as well, so I can't really complain about that. But that's where I would give it in there. You know, it's not hard to find stuff, but you do have to spend a little bit more money than you might on just your average tacos, especially if you're used to making like beef tacos or something. This will probably cost you a few more bucks. Difficulty on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being hard, 1 being easy and 5 being hard. Is done this enough? You think I get my systems right and ratings right? I'm going to give it like a 3. It's really not hard. There's a lot of steps involved. You got to prep everything. You got to cut it. You got to get it ready. It mentions peel and devein shrimp and remove the tails. I honestly just buy shrimp that's already peeled, tailed off, deveined, all that. So to me, I'm like, well, I don't know why that's an extra step, but either way, it wasn't super hard. I think there's just a little bit more steps involved. So that's why I'm kind of giving it a 3, but it, for some people, if you're more familiar with the kitchen, this might be a 2 for you. And then a 1 to a 5 in terms of would I make it again, with a 1 being never make it again and a 5 being definitely make it again. I'm going to give it a 5. I really did like it a lot. It wasn't my husband's favorite dish, so it's probably one of those things that I could probably sneak in, a couple times a year, maybe once or twice and do it. I used fresh corn off the cob, and I've made a few other videos where I've used the fresh corn off the cob. I'm doing this in the summer where it's abundant, so this is definitely something I'm probably not going to be making like in the winter time, because I don't know if it'd be as good. I mean, I probably could use corn like in a can or something, but it says to use fresh ears, and I'm not sure how good it would be without that. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it like a 5. I'm definitely probably gonna make it again someday, but it might be one of those like seasonal summer treats that I only do once or twice a year. All right, hope this helps, but I do think this is a recipe worth checking out.